The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Las Vegas. 1 million people live in this Nevada desert valley. Millions more come to this entertainment capital, including this complete fun complex called the Showboat. Today again we're inside and introducing the 5 finalists. The 5th seed is 4-time champion from Ocala, Roger Bowker. His opponent in match 1 is seeking his first win since joining the tour full-time in '89, Winston-Salem's Curtis Odom. Match 2 features a PBA Hall of Famer from Stockton, California, Walter Ray Williams Jr. In the semifinal match is the winner of the 1994 Foresters Open, Mike Edwards. And our tournament leader is making his 2nd career telecast and is after his first win from Hudson, New York, Brian LeClair. And if they bowl as fast as they run out here, Nelson Burton Jr. will be off the air in a hurry.
Well, I think they're going to get a lot of strikes, so we'll be off the air pretty early this week, Chris, as we look at the prize fund. It's come a long way in 35 years, from 3,000 first up to 37,000 first. 2 great players going in our first match, Roger Bowker and Curtis Odom. We're ready for action.
Okay, this is a match that a lot of people are looking forward to. Bowker is from Ocala, Florida, 42 years old. He has 4 titles. And likable Curtis Odom has yet to win a national title, but he has 7 regionals. But Bowker, former Rockford, Illinois resident, will shoot first. And the standing. Wired for sound is Roger Bowker. Perhaps we'll hear a comment or two, though. Over! That was a pretty good cry he made there. Over.
Well, Chris, here's the man who really, on the paper, should be the favorite today. He averaged 252 last night in his 8 games and 251 on this pair during the week.
This year his best finish was 7th in Peoria. That brings a smile to his face.
He was the crowd favorite all day yesterday as he made a big charge from down in the pack up to the top 5.
For the 4. Okay, a couple of spares and our first match is underway. Meeting the winner of this game will be fantastic Walter Ray Williams Jr., twice PBA Player of the Year. First strike of the first match, Curtis Odom Jr.
Taking a look at Roger Bowker, somewhat of an unusual starting position. He holds the ball completely with his right arm. And what he does is he sets up. Now he puts his index finger underneath the ball and it pushes the ball along his target line. So wherever he holds his hand is that the direction he wants the ball to go down the lane.
And Roger's last victory was in 1993 in Rochester, New York. He won also in New Orleans, again in Rochester, and then San Antonio.
Just to extend that point just a pinch more, Chris, watch his index finger, and this is a really good tip for all bowlers to get a feel of where that ball is during your swing. He sets up with a regular grip. And now he's going to play right down around the 2nd arrow. He's going to slide in this area. Notice he's going to push it straight out and through here.
Hook. Some legs.
scout went off the deck before it hit the 10 pin, so Roger can come up with another spare in the third frame of this first game.
All right, watch the 6 pin. The second pin on the right-hand part of your screen, it just shows no enthusiasm for the 10 pin in either the first or third frames. It needs to get the ball just a pinch higher in the pocket.
All right, 2 in a row.
Tom Baker, who won last week on our opening telecast of this 35th season, finished 60th in Showboat Invitational. Wanted that double. So with the spare, we'll be all even after 3 frames. The noise, Bo.
Well, it's good technique by Curtis. He just flattens the shot out. Basically, what you want to do is drop the wrist back instead of holding it underneath the ball as you would for your strike shot. And that's what Curtis does so well this year. He hits his hand all the way underneath the ball, lifts straight up through it, down the intended target line. Well, basically, we've seen a lot of solid 10s so far. Now watch the 6 pin. That's once again the second pin on the right-hand part of your screen. This time it's just what we call a solid 10. It'll just snap around the belly, and normally you'll carry that shot. It's just a little more angle. Good shot by Curtis.
Fourth 10 pin that we've had here in the first game. Reminding you again that we're in Las Vegas, and this is the famed Las Vegas Strip.
Proper etiquette begins at breakfast. We pour the cereal, we select the spoon, chin up, and... very good. Now let's move along to... No, let's try that again.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Some prefer the shovel method.
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
Any questions?
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's pops.
Watch the legends team up to battle the TPC Stadium course at PGA West. Don't miss the Liberty Mutual Legends live on ABC.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Work boots. There's one place they don't work. Inside, they just don't have much cushioning. Dr. Scholl's Maximum Comfort work insoles give you 100% more cushioning. They make work easier on your feet.
A huge bowling establishment in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the 35th year that we've done a telecast from here. PBA members have come here for 37 years, and Roger Bowker has a 1-pin lead, shooting in the 4th frame with a spare up. He's bowling Curtis Odom.
Flip, flip, flip.
Well, that's the 4th 10 pin. Actually, the 5th 10 pin as I look up so far in the telecast. And the players have hit the pocket every
This
shot.
is a
All
test.
4 frames for both guys. And the pocket's been pretty easy all week. It becomes a matter of carry. And all you need to have that ball is just flip a little bit more at the pocket. The 10 will go out. When they're hitting the pocket, Chris, sooner or later they're going to go. The score's going to pick up.
Got it.
If that doesn't happen, Roger will shout it down with that wireless microphone he's wearing. What a wonderful guy from Ocala. Interesting guy.
From a bowling family. Both his brothers are 200 average players, and I'm sure they're back in Florida rooting for Roger, who won his first regional title back in St. Louis in 1977. He's an underrated player out here, and even an underdog in this match against Curtis Odom.
Here in Las Las Vegas, you had to average 227 to make match play. So it was a battle between those 24. Beautiful pocket hit by Curtis Odom. Next Saturday, ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour strikes deep in the heart of Texas. The excitement of arena bowling comes alive at the Quaker State 250. That's next Saturday at 3, 2 Central and Pacific, right here on ABC Sports.
What Curtis is doing so well this year, and he's off to a good 1996, is he's keeping his hand underneath the ball longer through the shot.
And he takes the lead. Curtis Odom, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Southern Regional Player of the Year. What's that first title? Dick Weber, to the right of your screen. Great Hall of Famer.
Bowker must answer. Curtis has broken out with the first double of the match. Roger can even hit up with a double here in the 6th frame.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. All even, as Butch Soper, our statistician, tells us. Butch had a pretty good week, finished 25th.
Got action now.
Bowker, a somewhat unusual stat this week. They bowled 56 games, 32 qualifying starting last Sunday. He bowled all 24 match play games over 200. So that's one of the reasons he's in the championship round today.
All right, there's a 3-bagger. That puts him out to a 10-pin lead. We're in Las Vegas, Bowker and Odom. This is the soon-to-be open stratosphere here in Las Vegas, and if this looks high to you, imagine a ride on this roller coaster called the High Roller.
Extreme cold. It can cause your motor oil to flow too slowly, keeping it from reaching vital engine parts in time. Fortunately, there's Quaker State motor oil, proven to exceed the highest standards car makers have established for cold engine oil flow protection. Quaker State. What's the state of your motor oil when you're out in the cold? Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
Now, don't ask me why, but Sharon wants to meet you. So once she gets here, just say hello, act normal, then we're out of here.
I can't believe our little Billy has a girlfriend.
Okay, first rule, my name is Bill, and I'm not little.
Bill?
You're not gonna wear that.
What?
What's with that hair?
What?
Why is he in a suit?
Cool, huh?
Why did I agree to this? Hi, Sharon, this is my family, let's go.
Hey, wait, we're just going to McDonald's. Maybe they'd like to come with us.
McDonald's? Yeah, that's okay with you, Bill.
IBF World Middleweight Champ Bernard Hopkins meets unbeaten #1 challenger Joe Lipsy Jr. Live next on Wide World.
Here in Las Vegas, a 37-year-old Curtis Odom and a 42-year-old Roger Bowker going head-to-head in our first match. He can tie it up with a strike. Each pro now with a turkey. Here's a great pro bowler with an interview. Here's John Mazza.
Hey, Chris Schenkel. I'm with the #1 player in the world, Walter Ray Williams. Walter, the lane conditions were easier this week. The scoring pace was higher. Does that take away from an advantage you have over the field?
No, as long as I have a good reaction. I had a pretty good reaction this week after the first day. I struggled a bit the first day, but then I got going, and I got a great reaction. I think I'll do well today.
You like your shot?
I like it.
Okay, he's the man to go with. Back to you.
Okay, John. Big week for Walter Ray. Look at that. 4 in a row by Curtis Odom, looking for that first national title.
This is a new Curtis Odom as you see him stay underneath the ball. See that handstand? Now he's enthusiastic because he knows he got a whole handful. That's all he's ever needed out here is to be disciplined, and he looks sharp. See if Roger can follow it up and tie the match up once again. 8th frame.
Uh-oh.
pitching strikes now here in the late stages of our
Gotta
first
like
match. So does the audience, Roger.
Gotta like that.
Tonight on ABC, James Brolin hosts a new World of Discovery special, Tiger, Lord of the Wild. Then, Timothy Dalton stars in a fantastic Disney adventure, The Rocketeer. Saturday night at the movies. All on ABC tonight.
Match tied, 9th frame, both players potential 259. This is the frame. You got to set up the 10th and give yourself a chance.
All right, all right.
Ninth frame for Curtis, using the full approach. Bo, it's a great match. We've been tied and tied. Only 10 pins ever separated them.
Solid competition all the way through, Chris. Almost identical on the scoreboard. Every single frame, if they both take it off the sheet, it's 259. Who will break first? It's a strike-a-thon. Somebody must win. If we tie, we'll take a 2-frame roll-off. Good move, Curtis. Make sure that ball feels comfortable on your hand. 10th frame.
Leaving a 4-7 on the left lane.
Curtis a little unsure of the feel of the thumb hole. He stepped back once and he loses it just a pinch off his hand. It drifts high, leaves the 4-7.
He'll be in the 230s in this first match. Crowd in appreciation with a 237.
Roger Bowker needs 9 spare strike to lock up the match or strike on the first ball. If he gets 8 spare strike, we have a tie. If he gets less than 8 on the first ball, Curtis Odom wins. Here we go.
Roger Bowker. Pens were a little tentative, but nevertheless, the strike was what he needed.
Well, Bowker starts with a 10-pin strike, 10-pin, 10-pin. Now he's strung together 6 in a row, and that's been the difference in the match. Curtis Odom stayed with him until the 10th frame, left a fast 4-7. It looks like it's going to be Bowker against Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the second match.
And it'll be interesting because the last time Roger was on TV, he lost to Walter Ray, 228 to 227 in 1995. It's a little grudge, huh?
I agree, Chris. And, you know, people say, well, that doesn't make any difference. It does. I remember how Dick Weber, who's in the audience today, used to beat me like an ugly stepchild. And I'll tell you what, and I have never forgotten it.
But then, Bo, we all know you're not ugly.
All right, homie, good ball, man.
Okay, a 259 for the winner, Roger Bowker. To Curtis Odom's big 237. So it's Bowker going against Walter Ray Williams Jr., #1 in the world. This ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Show will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
At 21, he was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Now, Mike Tyson wants to be undisputed champion again. He wants to unify the title. He begins against newly crowned WBC champion Frank Bruno. Is Tyson ready? One thing's for sure. Bruno is. Bruno versus Tyson. Heavyweight Championship. Saturday, March 16th, live on pay-per-view. The Championship, Part 1. Call your cable or satellite company.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon. Now there are 4 ways to get the power of Selsun Blue, the #1 doctor-recommended dandruff shampoo. There's medicated, moisturizing, 2-in-1, balanced, 4 powerful Selsun Blue formulas. Now you've got even more Selsun power.
Bring the lanes home with PBA Bowling. The official license game by the Professional Bowlers Association. Now you can practice at home. Move from beginner to intermediate to pro level, and the full motion video adds realism. Fun and easy for the whole family, so bring it home today. PBA Bowling by Bethesda Softworks. Get it for your PC today. Available at these fine retail distributors. PBA Bowling.
Last week, over 25 million people caught the premiere of The Dana Carvey Show.
Right.
Tuesday, see why everyone's laughing.
I'm Ted Koppel. This week, watch the Mug Root Beer Dana Carvey Show. Do, 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 do.
All new ABC Tuesday.
I called one of those psychic lines.
Oh, forget it. They were so wrong.
You're kidding. I had a great reading when I called.
Then it had to be the Psychic Readers Network.
You're right. How'd you know? They have the best psychics.
Oh, I know. And to prove it, they give you a free reading.
A free reading?
Exactly. That's why everyone's calling.
Call now. This call is free. 1-800-228-9214.
Almost ready, Dick?
Almost. The Liberty Edition Cadillac DeVille. Luxury features like a cabriolet roof, chrome wheels, and gold ornamentation are all standard. You'll save over $2,500. Is that a typo?
Nope, you'll save over $2,500.
Only a limited supply, huh? Plus, register to win a luxurious weekend at the Greenbrier, America's resort.
Hey, where'd Dick go? His Cadillac Super Network dealer to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Join Dennis Owens for sports tonight on News Center. The Professional Bowlers Tour on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Kellogg's. With good taste, nutrition, and value, the best you each morning from Kellogg's. Columbia 300 Incorporated. Columbia bowls the world over. And McDonald's. Have you had your break today?
Here in Las Vegas, first match has ended. That was a wonderful game to watch because we had a lot of strikes. 9 for Roger Bowker, shot a .259 to Curtis Odom's .237. Next up, Walter Ray Williams here in our second match. I'm Chris Schenkel and Bo Burton. And Bo, we've had some tremendous scoring.
Chris, and I think it'll stay that way all day long. It's pretty simple. If you take a look at the lane conditions, it's really just a heavy concentration of oil right in the center of the lane, right in here. And the players can throw the ball outside the second arrow or almost to the third arrow and have it kind of groove right in the pocket. It's just going to be a matter of carry. As Walter Ray knows, they look easy and they're ready to go.
Well, Walter Ray has a very big smile here, and for good reason. On Monday, he and Paige Pennington, holy matrimony, right here in Las Vegas. Married in the morning, he bowled later in the day, but not very well, Walter Ray said. But he's #1, and he's going now against Roger Bowker. Game 2. They shouldn't be holding hands that long.
Well, Roger Bowker finished the first match with 8 strikes in a row. The best we've had this year is C.K. Moore, had 15 in a row earlier this year. Let's see if Roger can keep it going. Obviously, he's got the toughest opponent in the world, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Here we go, match 2.
Clip.
Voice of Roger Bowker. For 4-pin.
Okay, we see Roger get it in that zone we're talking about between the second and third arrows. Just didn't have enough speed to make it set up at the hole. 2 goes around the 4-pin. Easy spare. Cross lane straight at it.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's that 4 that they have been missing.
Again.
Chris, very simply, we talked about what we talk about, the oil in the center of the lane. When there's that much oil, you have to force the ball across the center to get to the 4-pin and the 7. Roger doesn't do it, goes by the 4, and that's a disastrous open frame.
And the pro jumps on it. The winner this year in Kennewick. Is that a powerful strike or not?
The significance of an open frame or a missed spare, Chris, 2 out of 3 times you'll lose that match on the PBA Tour. So Roger Bowker has his jaw set, and he's got a tough match in front of him.
And Walter Ray with a 4. He too is wearing a wireless mic.
Let's check his technique and see if he does a little bit different than Roger goes to school to get the ball over to the 4-pin.
Walter Ray Williams and Roger Bowker. Game number 2. The winner to meet, Mike Edwards. Great comeback after an open frame as we rejoin John Mazza.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel. I'm with Curtis Odom. Curtis, you had a real big week. You had 5 in a row. Got up in the 10th. Looked like you kind of grabbed it and lost the ball. What happened there?
Well, I wanted to make sure I give it a chance, and I think I might have got this pinch low. Maybe when I get a chance to look at it on videotape, I'll be able to analyze it a little bit better. But I made a good shot, decent shot. Had a good week. Threw the ball well enough early to win the match, so I felt like I bowled real good.
Going to bowl Dallas?
Definitely going to be there. Going to do this again next week.
Okay, we'll see. Back to you guys.
Okay.
Back up.
Oh, avoided not only a split, but got them all, and that double brings him close. Just 1 pin separating.
Be in the front row.
What a terrific break. He misses the 4-pin on this lane in the first frame. Goes high, almost leaves the 4-10 split. The 2-pin of the sideboard. The 6 takes out the 10.
So the long, hard look at Roger Bowker, his opponent.
And we see the players going a little bit higher this match. The lanes are drying out. The move when you have long oil and a high concentration of oil in the center is to parallel everything in. Move your feet about a board, move your target a board left. Don't give it too much room or it'll start hooking more. Let's see if Walter does it.
Hook a little.
Wow. Move too much. Jeez. Look back at it. That's not good.
All right, Walter Ray now with 2 single-pin spares, whereas Bowker missed the 4 in the opener. 1 pin separating them. UNLV is known as a basketball power, but this year's UNLV's baseball team is stealing the spotlight. They're ranked in the top 25.
A dilemma. As an adult, I insist on a cereal that offers nutrition. Yet I can't deny that part of me desires frosting. I want frosting. The proper cereal is low in fat, salt, and taste. What about taste?
Relax. With Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats, you can have it both ways. For the adult in you, whole grain wheat, 98% fat-free, no salt added. For the kid in you, lightly frosted, great taste.
I know it goes on my tray. The sweet stuff.
Well?
Messenger 10.
Okay. Give me a granny strike. Give me a strike on lane 28.
Okay.
Must be the ball.
Columbia bowls the world over.
The legends team up to battle the TPC Stadium course at PGA West. Don't miss the Liberty Mutual Legends live on ABC.
Brazilian Emerson Fittipaldi welcomes the world's top drivers to his home turf. It's the IndyCar Rio 400 Sunday on ABC.
And we're at the Showboat. And Roger Bowker won the first game here today over Curtis Odom, and now he trails Walter Ray Williams by 1. Double working.
Flip, flip. Oh, yeah.
I guess so, yeah. Right, John?
Looks like Walter already.
Here's John Mauser.
Thank you, Chris. I'm with Mike Edwards. Mike, one thing you told me this week you wanted to do is you wanted to have fun. Is that the same thing now that you're bowling for the title today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what it's all about right here. You got to have fun. I mean, this is what we do, and go out there and make 10 great shots and see what happens.
You know what they say, Chris? Loose swings, shake pins. Back to you.
Okay. Very loose is Roger Bowker, leading by 9.
Outflip. Too much.
Well, the left-hand lane's been the difference so far, Chris. We saw Curtis Odom go high in the 10th frame. We've seen Walter Ray not strike on it so far, and Bowker has only 1 strike on it in 3 shots. So basically, Roger's going to be way across the center. This is for the 10 pin. Now, this is his angle. Now, look how he sets up with that ball. I like that. Pushes straight down the target line.
Spare, 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 spare!
Good angles give you the most margin of error. Roger used it all on that particular shot, but got the job done.
Walter had a spare up and was shooting in the 5th frame. I don't think I've seen as many smiles or laughter during the competition in the 35 years that have done the show.
Somewhere between those last 2.
Okay, Walter Ray, you listen to your own advice now.
The key to Walter's game is his arm acceleration. Now watch how he comes through at the top of the swing. He doesn't decelerate, even on a key shot.
Come on, get it!
He leads by 2. All right, this is another wonderful match. Spare up, shooting in the 6th, second game. Frame.
Right now, Roger Bowker can go 258. Walter Ray Williams 260, and that's the type of scoring it's going to take to win matches on this lane condition. 3 or 4 board margin of error between the 2nd and 3rd arrows. Carry is the key. And if Roger's going to stay in the match, he's going to have to start hitting lane 51, the left-hand lane. He's been a little shaky.
Foul and got a strike for a double and an 8-pin lead. Well, let's replay that one.
We have an interesting scenario here. We have wood approaches and synthetic lanes. Roger just kind of moves over to the left. He kind of sticks and gets off balance, but he got the ball along the target line and the desired result.
And you may remember he prefaced it all with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He chose the right one. We're in Las Vegas, which is a town, as you may know, of good fortune or misfortune. Sometimes only one factor makes the difference.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
McDonald's presents future Olympic hopefuls, Carlos Tapia Ruano and his innovative soccer style. Uda Grunewald, whose backstroke could stun the world. The powerful Nosovitsky, weightlifting. Kelly Peterson, equestrian events. Bob Watson, rings. And Jacques Bouclet, a natural for discus. McDonald's is proud to sponsor today's U.S. Olympic team and to keep the dream alive for tomorrow's hopefuls.
They test car batteries here. They test pickup trucks here. And when they test yard machines, they go here, Dave Spivey's house. MTD tractors, chipper shredders, lawnmowers, and edgers tackle the toughest jobs. Look for MTD yard machines at retailers near you. MTD.
Wow! I like it!
MTD yard machines, American made, American owned.
Rudy Galindo, the upset winner of our national championship, now ready to take on the world. The World Figure Skating Championships, presented by MasterCard, begin Thursday night on ABC.
Here's a look at our #1 seed, Brian LeClair of Hudson, New York. Out of a field of 210, he finished first. We'll see him in the very last game for the title.
Chris, and what a great release this Brian LeClair has. His first appearance on ABC television. And here's the man who's done it quite well for more than a decade. #1 in the world, Walter Ray.
Walter Ray, who is 5th in 93 here. He won in 94. And rolling them today. Leading money winner, Tom Baker, won a week ago. C.K. Moore, and then Walter Ray. And, of course, he has, well, he will take the lead. Average leader.
And the man up on the approach right, Deadeye, 226. That's at a pace that Albee set the record last year. So a lot of teams left.
Now he leads by 10, stringing 4. Bowker has a double up, and he'll be shooting in the 8th frame.
Different mindset when it's all strikes, Chris. You stand on the approach, you just think strike, but you still have to think form. Starts trying to make them happen, and it won't.
3 in a row.
Just like my idol.
Roger Bowker with the reputation of being the luckiest bowler on tour. They call him Luck Box when he walks in the paddock, and he's proven it right now. He's dodged a number of bullets from Curtis Odom in the first match, and so far against Walter Ray, he only trails by 2, but he better keep striking. This is the lane that's given him a little problem. 9th frame.
May appear to be loose, but he is serious inside.
Well, he's tripped a couple of 4 pins, Chris, and that's been the key. And the 4 pin is probably the hardest pin to knock out on a high hit, and it's usually the last to fall. Now, Walter Ray with a chance to shut out Bowker if he can strike out.
PBA Hall of Famer Walter Ray Williams Jr. The bridegroom.
For Deadeye, he needs 2 strikes and 9 to lock up the match. Taking one of his 2 allotted re-racks, he says that the rack is too wide open. What he means is the 1 and 3 pins are too separated, and you'll leave a solid 8 or solid 9 if you happen to hit solid. So he takes the reset on the approach with a chance to shut out of his opponent.
Heard that shot. He was talking to Dick Weber, making a comment. Dick watching here in Dixon Town to be involved in a wedding ceremony tonight. His son Pete is being married.
The St. Louisan, arguably the greatest of all times, has won in 5 decades. Walter Ray, second ball in the 10th, strike here, and 9, he's the winner. Anything less, Roger Bowker has a chance.
Come on, baby.
Paige, Walter Ray's wife, who's not feeling too good today. Sure, watching from the hotel.
Statistic we mentioned at the very first frame. If you miss a single pin spare on the PBA Tour, you lose 2 out of 3 matches. Walter Ray is going to make that happen to Roger Bowker if he can get 9. There's his brother, Jonathan, one of his twin brothers.
Sending a message to Mike Edwards. You better be ready. Shooting a big 260 here in the second match. 2-6-0.
Well, Roger has a chance to finish with 258. He bowled 259 in the first match, and not enough. Just 1 victory. This is some scoring environment. Chris, and just to reset it, there's a little heavier oil in the center of the lanes. These are synthetic lanes. They're brand new, put in the last year. The pin decks have been re-leveled for the minimum tolerance, and you have all this oil down the center. And all these players have to do is get it between these 2 arrows. So you watch Roger over there. He's going to go with the same thing. He's going to average 258 for the day, it looks like, but only come away with 1 win.
And $9,000. He really has been entertaining today and showing us his skill. This is quite a guy with 4 national titles, 17 regionals, and 27 second-place finishes.
And he looks sharp. I mean, Roger is an experienced player. He can lull you to sleep, but he has a great ability. 258, just not enough against Walter Ray today.
Here's a virtue I love, though. He loves to loaf. L-O-A-F. So do I. All right. 260, 258. Today, Comfort Inns and Suites Tip of the Week features footwork technique by the one and only Nelson Burton Jr.
And now, ABC Sports Professional Bowlers Tour presents another winning never gets old bowling tip. Brought to you by Comfort Inns and Suites.
One of the keys to success in bowling is accuracy. And there's an old fundamental that says keep your hips square, your shoulders square, and your arm close to your body down towards the target arrow. Now, as we get a little bit older, we don't slide as well at the foul line, having a stiff left leg. That kicks out the right hip, the right shoulder drops, the ball often goes out the window, or we make a futile attempt to pull it back to the pocket. Now, here's an easy way to rectify that problem. Concentrate on the trailing foot, that being my right foot. Keep it somewhat behind the left foot. That keeps your hips square, your shoulders square, and your ball goes right towards your target arrows. A great tip for you senior players and for all players. Remember, get a little bit more slide at the foul line. Keep that trailing foot behind the sliding foot. Your scores will go up, your accuracy will go up, and remember, winning never gets old.
This ABC Professional Bowlers Tour Winning Never Gets Old bowling tip has been brought to you by Comfort Inns and Suites.
There are gut balls and gutter balls. And sometimes the trophy falls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling the Perfect Game. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR to order bowling's colorful history. Narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
Once there were only 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes. I can help you with the taxes, and now I can tell you about a 3rd guarantee, the 100% satisfaction guarantee at Comfort Inns and Suites. If your room isn't right, they'll make it right, or the night's on them. That's right, a refund.
For Comfort Satisfaction Guarantee and free continental breakfast, call 1-800-228-5150.
In this case, I can't offer to come with you. Darn it.
You want a snack?
I've been searching.
Something sweet.
Gonna find it.
Something crunchy.
I've been searching everywhere.
You could be having it. The goodness of Kellogg's Corn Pop cereal. Pity they're just for breakfast. Because they just might be the snack you've been searching for.
If you want relief from minor arthritis pain, turn up the heat on arthritis. Just minutes after applying Ultra Strength Bengay, you can actually see the heat. That's because Ultra Strength Bengay is the strongest, most advanced Bengay ever, and the only one with the powerful heating relief of 3 pain relievers, and it'll last for hours. Try Ultra Strength Bengay and turn up the heat on arthritis.
Now Bengay comes in an easy open flip-top tube, commended by the Arthritis Foundation.
With 10 strikes, Walter Ray Williams Jr. shot a 260 to Roger Bowker's 258. In the first match with 9 strikes, Bowker eliminated Curtis Odom 259 to 237. Here's a man we traveled a lot with. Now he is the assistant executive director of the Professional Bowlers Association in Akron, Kevin Shippey. So I guess we won't see him as much. He's got to be back at headquarters more often. Kevin, good luck.
And we'll take a look at some of the players that survived from a starting field of 210. These are the players that finished in the top 24. 227 average to make that top 24. That's a big number. Ricky Ward was the #1 player here last year and lost to David Houston. Jason Couch, brand new daddy, getting some good bucks. Butch Soper, 3,600. Mike Albee, Mr. Everything. The legend in 17th. Jimmy Johnson, Don Johnson's dad, Hall of Famer, bowled 2 300s this week. Our fellow commentator, John Mazza, 23rd. Mark Williams rounds out the top 24, Chris.
Okay, Nelson Byrne Jr. And there's John's famous stroke. There's Mark Williams' famous stroke. And we're next week going to be at the Quaker State 250 Warrior Coliseum in Grand Prairie, Texas. We look forward to seeing Jeannie Halsey and her group. Then we go to Sunrise, Florida. Nelson.
And one of our great hosts, the Comfort Hotel people, for a terrific tournament, and they were down Cotter Lanes. Chris, this is a match I've been waiting for all day long. We have Walter Ray Williams Jr. against Mike Edwards, and Mike Edwards looks as sharp as I've ever seen him in all the years he's played. But Walter makes you bowl every single frame. There's 10 frames in a game. You better bowl all 10 against this guy.
The Intimidator.
Carry, baby.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. No wonder he won 6 world titles pitching horseshoes. There he is.
Imperative that Mike Edwards get off to a good start.
Little hop at the line, otherwise smooth. That left the 10 pin on the right lane.
Not a bad opening shot, Chris.
Okay.
You don't want to be too tentative. You want to accelerate through the shot, and if you throw it a little bit too hard, the worst thing can happen is a weak 10. But the worst, if you throw it too slow and don't accelerate, you can go high. So off to a good start for Edwards.
All right, a spare for Mike Edwards, originally from Tulsa, now bowling out of Oklahoma City. Young man that started bowling at 3.
You know what his first game was, Chris? 0.
Okay.
He says they didn't have bumpers back then. He says I had 0, but I still liked it. He's improved quite a bit since then. He's up among the best players on the PBA Tour. Second frame. In top physical condition. He dropped 20 pounds over the winter. Has a little better concentration. I think a better player than ever.
His wife Meg has been very helpful to Mike.
Walter Ray Williams has not missed striking on lane 52 today. He's 5 for 5.
Oh, yes.
So there's a big double for Walter Ray. John Mazza is here again.
Hey, Chris. Roger, you guys bowled that game like a 5-hour pot game in Ocala. What happened, though, in the first frame on that 4-pin?
Well, I had a little problem with the approach. It was a little tacky. My heel was dragging, so I put a little silicone strip on my heel to get a little more slide on my first shot. But I forgot all about my second shot, and my foot slipped out underneath me and missed it real bad. I'm surprised I didn't hit my foot.
Well, big week. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
I said dry a little bit too much.
Little chink there, leaving now this 610 on the right lane bow.
Here's the first ball we've really seen out of the pocket all day. Walter Ray Williams goes right through the middle, almost leaves the 6-7-10, gets away from the 6-7 split, the 6-10 cross lane, little fade shot. No problem.
Yeah. You just joined us. Walter Ray Williams shot at 260 to Roger Bowker's 258 in the second match to get here against Mike Edwards. In the first game, Bowker defeated Curtis Odom 259 to 237. Mike now with a strike up, shooting in the third. Sterling by 8, but can take a 2-pin lead. Okay. Mike, who is now on the ballot of the Native American National Sports Hall of Fame. So we wish him luck, though.
Part Cherokee, part Choctaw, and right now 2 pins ahead of the #1 player in the world. But I'll tell you what, Edwards is finally blossoming. He's won before. He's 34 years old, but Chris, he's made a commitment this year. I don't know if it's just himself saying, hey, I'm 34, wife Meg giving him the little scoot to get out to work out, but he's ready. Can take a 12-pin lead here with a strike in the 4th.
3-6-10, causing Gene and Jim, his parents, back in Tulsa to cringe.
Okay, Edwards just pulls the ball from the top of his swing, goes high 3-6-10, cross lane. This is a little bit tougher spare than we've seen all day long. You have to slide the ball across the lane, hopefully hit the 3 and 6 with the ball. The 6 will take out the 10. If he converts, he'll trail by just 1.
Oh.
Woo, good break.
That's a great break from Mike Edwards in this close match against #1 Williams. The Fremont Street Experience offers one of the newest nightlight shows in Las Vegas.
Just make sure you stay in the chariot, Chuck. I guarantee you're going to win the dang race.
That's good.
True story.
You are so special. That chariot thing you did and the water stuff. I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light. Frankly, son, you frighten me.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
And it's more like, I love you, man. See?
The legends team up to battle the TPC Stadium course at PGA West. Don't miss the Liberty Mutual Legends live on ABC.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy, don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
Week after week on the Senior Tour, it's every man for himself. But this time around, the game's best pair up for the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf next Saturday on ABC.
And there he is, the president of the Professional Bowlers Association, Walter Ray Williams, Jr., shooting the 4th frame, leading by 1 over Mike Edwards. Spare working, full approach, heels off of it. Right back. Walter Ray, 6'2", 180 pounds, 36 years old. Didn't start till he was 16 at bowling. Horseshoes, of course, much earlier.
Well, it's the same motion, Chris. It's the same arm swing, same technique. And I think that's one of the reasons he accelerates through the bottom of the swing so well. I think he does it better than anybody I've ever seen.
That's it. Walter Ray's 79th television appearance. 79, count them. 17 titles. And he has won a title in each of the 5 positions. 20th telecast for Mike Edwards. Spare up, shooting in the 5th. All right. Let's go to John Mazza.
Thank you, Chris. I'm with Brian LeClair, our tournament leader. Brian, you've been bowling better than you have in your entire life this year. What's going on in 96 for you?
Well, it comes down to my mental game. I was always told I had one of the top 25 physical games on tour, but my mental game wasn't the best. And I really worked hard on that the last 2-3 weeks, and it's working. It's really helping a lot.
You like your shot this week on the pair this for the week?
Yeah, they're a little different. I'll go out there and practice, try to line up right, and one game, anything can happen.
Okay, he's going to jump over the fence. Back to you guys.
Okay, and with the strike, Mike Edwards could have pulled within 1. Right now, he's going to have to shoot the 7-pin on the left lane.
Mike throws all sorts of pins over at the 7-pin, doesn't get anything to knock it over. Right now, with a spare, he would trail Walter Ray Williams by 11.
.107 through the 5th with a spare up for Mike. Meanwhile, Walter Ray Williams opened with a double to spare and now has a double working shooting in the 6th frame. This is a semifinal match.
17 feet, the full approach. Walter extends it another 4 or 5 inches, which is legal. You can stand in the ball return area if you like.
Now there's a 7 for Walter Ray.
Come on.
That's a shot we call the hook out, Chris. It's the term the players use. The ball starts to hook. Now watch it straighten out just as it wants to enter the pocket. See it straighten out there and doesn't quite get enough impetus to pop the 5 over the 7.
So avoid the hook out. Coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports, we stay right here in Vegas as Bernard Hopkins defends his IBF middleweight title against an undefeated Joey Lipsy Jr. And the road to the Triple Crown begins with the Florida Derby presented by Visa. That's all next, right here on ABC Sports.
I'm going to run over and watch that fight, Chris. It
Are
should
you?
be a good one. Sure.
Okay. It's fight week in Las Vegas with Bruno and Tyson later on today. Walter Ray Williams leading by 10. You know, some of the PBA stars tried their luck in the casinos this week. Others showed up with their likenesses, get this, on casino chips.
There were more than 24 hours in a day.
I like that.
There were 40 more.
Just how long does a car battery last? About this much time is put into most batteries. But AC Delco puts in more time, so our batteries last over 20% longer. Well, now there's the new Delco Freedom 84, our longest-lasting battery ever. We put in 7 years of guaranteed starts, making it the granddaddy of all batteries.
Hey, my watch.
The late night smack attack. You want sweets. You want crunchy. You got it. You got the goodness of Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat cereal. But a drag there just for breakfast.
Sunday, the screen's greatest action hero is back. It's a bomb! Arnold Schwarzenegger is the last action hero. Sunday, parental discretion advised.
Don't give up your day job.
The Showboat Bowling Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're in the semifinal match. Walter Ray Williams Jr. with a victory. In the second match of the day, going against the number 2 finisher, Mike Edwards, who has a spare-up shooting in the 7th, trailing by 10. Looked like it wouldn't come up enough, though, but some power there, huh?
Well, Chris, there was power there. He actually has a better strike ball than Walter Ray. Walter Ray, probably the most accurate player on the tour. Now watch this. This is a little different than what you saw. Walter Ray leave a 7-pin on this shot here. Edwards with that power, blow the 5 out. Nothing but pin shrapnel left down there, pal.
Okay.
Strike here evens the match, 8th frame.
Right.
That was a Creek Scout or Cherokee that nailed that 10-pin.
Well, you talk about tomahawk and the 10. Watch the head pin do the damage here to even the match. Over the sideboard. There's a man who can bench press 297.5, and he used it all right here.
Carry it. Yes.
All right. In addition to great bowlers, they're great guys. You'd love to know them, believe me. They are just wonderful friends.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the same position as he was in the last match against Roger Bowker. He can determine his own destiny. If he strikes here in the 9th, no matter what Mike Edwards does in the 9th and 10th, Walter can still win the match.
Come on. Yes.
The volume keeps rising up on Walter Ray's wireless microphone. He's not tiring. Neither is Mike. Mike now is a double up the 9th frame. There's the pesky 4.
Just let up on the speed, just a pinch. The 2-pin, the 3rd pin from the left-hand part of your screen is driven by the head pin, goes to the sideboard, and just doesn't knock out the 4. That's a tough break for Edwards.
All right. Well, tomorrow on ABC Sports, Brazilian Emerson Fittipaldi will have home track advantage at the first ever IndyCar Rio 400. And Dorothy Hamill, Christy Yamaguchi, and Nancy Kerrigan share their stories beyond the ice as Nike presents a passion to play. That's all tomorrow right here on ABC Sports.
Well, Mike did not give up. He knew if he could strike in the 10th on the first ball and throw another strike, he could still win the match, force Walter Ray to mark. Right now, the position from Walter Ray Williams Jr. is just show up in the 10th frame. A good effort by Edwards in the semifinal. He's going to be 215 if he spares and throws a strike. But as we've seen in the earlier matches, Chris, it's got to be 230 or better or your history.
Mike appears will have to be content with third place and $11,000 here in the Invitational.
Little prediction. Mike Edwards is going to have his best year of his career this year, Chris. Don't be discouraged by this finish this week. Obviously, third place, a good check. But he's in top shape, and you got to walk before you run, and he is ready to go. He walked a little bit today, but he's coming to a trot.
That's a wonderful compliment, Bill. The crowd loves him everywhere we go. Mike Edwards, Oklahoma City, originally from Tulsa, from Stockton, California. His opponent, Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Walter can finish with 257. Let's make that 236 with a spare and a strike.
And Mike with a 215. Other matches today, Roger Bowker 259, Curtis Odom 237, Walter Ray, at whom you're looking, 260 to Bowker's 258. We mentioned tomorrow's telecast of a race in Rio. In September, our cameras will be here for an Indy Racing League event at a wonder of the world. My friend Richie Klein took me out and showed me the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 1,500 acres. It is a wonder of the world. Of course, that's what you expect in Las Vegas. Everything big and better. All right, at 235 to Mike Edwards, 215, and Walter Ray goes into the final match against Brian LeClair of Hudson, New York, looking for his first pro national title. All this in Las Vegas, Nevada. To test your bowling knowledge, today's Brunswick quiz is, what bowler leads the PBA in total earnings this decade? We'll have the answer after these messages and a word from our ABC Sports colleagues.
Don't roll with the punches. Throw them.
It's not whether you win or lose. It's whether you win.
11 strikes down. 10 pins up. 1 ball to go.
The faster life gets, the faster you should reach for Alka-Seltzer. For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, it starts working faster than Pepsid AC and Tagamet HB.
Nothing beats an Alka-Seltzer, yeah, you feel better fast.
Also in convenient caplets.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy, don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
ABC Wednesday. It's a buddy shopping spree.
What a steal.
All eyes are on the guys.
Security.
A new comedy with great friends, buddies. You don't get it, do you?
Not like I used to.
Right after an all-new Grace on ABC Wednesday.
Presenting Doc Holliday's Prime Rib, 16 ounces of the choicest aged Omaha beef. After 17 hours of slow roasting, you'll enjoy a mouth-watering prime rib that can be cut with a fork. Doc Holliday's always exceptional dining, but never a stuffy mood. Harrisburg Pike, Lancaster.
Tired of the same reruns on TV? Then get out and have some real fun at Red Crown Bowling Center. There's fun for the entire family, like Rock and Bowl every Friday and Saturday night. Children's birthday parties with bumper bowling. The Bowl and Brew Lounge for Mom and Dad. A great snack bar for the kids. The fun never stops. Don't forget to ask about their special senior citizens rates. Red Crown Bowling Center, where there's a good time every day of the week. Located at 2471 Sycamore, that's right behind Fluorescent Supply on Paxton Street.
Presenting Doc Holliday's Seafood Kebabs. The freshest vegetables complement a magnificent medley of fresh shrimp and luscious jumbo sea scallops.
Reel in a seafood kebab at Doc Holliday's.
Always exceptional dining, but never a stuffy mood. Harrisburg Pike, Lancaster.
Karen Thomas tonight on WHTM's Evening Edition.
I'm Robin Roberts in New York. Coming up after bowling, it's ABC's Wide World of Sports. You're looking live at Gulfstream Park in Florida. We'll bring you the defining prep race leading up to the Kentucky Derby presented by Visa. And also live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Bernard Hopkins defends his IBF middleweight title against Joe Lipsy Jr. And we'll speak with Mike Tyson as he prepares to meet Frank Bruno tonight. Wide World is next at 4:30 Eastern and Pacific. Now let's go back to bowling.
Okay, now get ready for the answer to the Brunswick quiz. What bowler leads the PBA in total earnings this decade? The answer is Walter Ray Williams Jr., who has won $949,040, not including today's winnings. That's a nice total in a decade. All right, here's a recap of what's happened thus far. Bowker with a 259 over Curtis Odom's 237. And in the second match, in walks the PBA president with his bowling ball. Shot at 260 with 10 strikes to Bowker's 258. Next up, Mike Edwards Jr., the Oklahoman. And Walter Ray was up to the task with a 235 to 215. And now Walter Ray will meet Hudson, New York's pride and joy, Brian LeClair. 2 weeks from today, Bo, we go to the site where you did all your tips. Sunrise, Don Carter Lanes, and we go there for the Comfort Inn and Suites Classic.
Well, you're right, Chris. We've been there a couple of years. Comfort Inn obviously sponsors a tip, and we like the tips, and we have a lot of fun down there. Don Carter's a great host, and 2 weeks we'll be there. And, you know, talking about this championship game, you have Walter Ray coming up against Brian LeClair. I tell you, watch LeClair. I think he's got the best release among the young players in the tour. Good match.
Okay. Rogers 5'11".
So far, the players have averaged 244 today. I would think it would take a score that much, Chris, to win this match with these two great players.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes!
Got that 10 on that shot. Walter Ray.
Just a saw ball here. Walter Ray gets a handful. The 5 goes over, takes out the 7. The head pin comes over, chops the 6. The 6 takes out the 10. Well, that looks like fun, Chris. You know, that looks like one of those pinball machines where you get enough score, you get an extra ball sliding in there. Just a little pin shrapnel left down there. Look at that.
David Schroeder has come over to help Roger Bowker with some adjustment to his clothing. Here's a young man who was seeded #1 in Kenwood, Washington. He lost to Walter Ray, 208 to 206. He's seeded 1 here against Walter Ray. Here's a little bit of a revenge shot. Beautiful.
I've watched Brian for years out here just be a mediocre journeyman type player, and all of a sudden when I walked out last week and took a look at the field, I could see a couple of players, Mike Edwards in top shape, Voss in top shape, but this is the surprise, and look at him bowling. Great release, great new attitude.
And you know, in his television debut against Walter Ray in Kennewick as the #1 seed, he missed the 7 pin in the opening frame. But look what he did here. He doubled opening up championship.
Makes a big difference. We can see what missing a spare in the opening frame as Bowker did against Walter Ray. That's the end right there.
10 on the right lane for Walter Ray.
For the statistics, folks, the all-time record for championship round is a 253 average at the Split Fire in Erie, 1995. These two players need a combined score of 560 in this match to break that record. That's a bunch of strikes. Let's see what happens.
Walter Ray, with the win here today, he could go from 4th in the all-time earnings to 2nd, passing Marshall Holman and Mike Albee. Brian LeClair, 200-pounder. So smooth, yet left the 10.
Here's a big guy, 5'11", 200 pounds. He just has a terrific style. Now, but watch his release as he comes through the ball. He keeps his hand on the inside of the ball as he comes all the way through very quickly and gets a terrific, terrific lift towards the pin. You know, Chris, a player that had a release similar to that was so successful for years was Mark Roth. I always admired him, how he could keep his hand on the inside of the ball. That way you don't top it. It's all powerful lift going forward. LeClair has that going now. See him cock his wrist, but he keeps his hand inside. Very difficult to do.
All right, big strike in the 4th frame for Brian LeClair. 9-pin lead. Today's championship trophy is just outside the hotel that carries its name.
Watch the legends team up to battle the TPC Stadium course at PGA West. Don't miss the Liberty Mutual Legends live on ABC.
Mike Tyson fought Frank Bruno once before. This is what happened.
Tyson gets nailed with a left hook. Tyson looks wobbly as he attacks Bruno. It's the first time I've seen anything like Tyson staggered. Mike Tyson doesn't seem to have that fiery look in his eyes.
Bruno versus Tyson, WBC Heavyweight Championship, Saturday, March 16th, live on pay-per-view. The Championship, Part 1. Call your cable or satellite company.
Work boots. There's one place they don't work. Inside, they just don't have much cushioning. Dr. Scholl's Maximum Comfort work insoles give you 100% more cushioning. They make work easier on your feet.
Hamill, Yamaguchi, and Kerrigan. 3 skating greats in revealing conversations when Nike presents A Passion to Play, Sunday on ABC.
The Professional Bowlers Tour on ABC Sports. Brought to you by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? Comfort Inns and Suites. And Kellogg's. With good taste, nutrition, and value, the best to you each morning from Kellogg's.
Here in Las Vegas, a standing room only crowd at the Showboat Lanes. Walter Ray Williams trails by 9. Strike up, though. Okay. John Mazza.
Thanks, Chris. I'm with Mike Edwards. Mike, good week this week. It looks like you were lined up in practice. Everything was going well, and then you got caught in a transition, looked like.
Yeah, the left lane started to break down a little bit. I threw a good shot there in the 4th and went a little high, but, you know, hey, it's a good week. I had fun, and just go on to next week.
Okay, we'll see you in Dallas. Back to you guys.
Okay. Now Walter Ray has taken an 11-pin lead with 3 in a row. Brian LeClair, however, opened with a double, spare, strike up in the 4th, now shooting in the 5th. One pin difference again.
Brian LeClair is bowled in the championship round on the PBA Tour. Both times were in arena settings. He bowled in the ABC Masters, which is the tournament held away from the tour for almost all the top players in the country, and his other championship round was an arena setting 3 weeks ago against Walter Ray. So it's kind of new to be bowling in a normal bowling center. Could take the lead by 9 with a strike.
But if a bowling center could be called an arena, this vast facility is impressive.
106 lanes, I believe, the largest in the country. The strike-a-thon is on. Walter Ray has the experience. LeClair has the power. 5 frames left.
up for dead hook. Man.
Walter Ray just out of time, rushes the line, sees him pull up. You very seldom see Walter pull up before the release, cuts right through the middle, avoids the 6-7-10 split, but not a good shot.
All smiles earlier matches, Walter Ray, that now he has wiped off that smile and he's dead-eye serious.
That's for sure. That little mistake there has opened the door for LeClair. Walter Ray's got to bear down.
Seventh frame strike. But remember, LeClair getting up as 3 in a row, shooting in the 7th. Last year, the tournament leaders, this was the way they fared. 13 victories, 16 losses. Here in 1996, 2 victories and 5 losses as a top seed.
A little difference, but Brian LeClair can follow in the footsteps of Tom Baker last week. Baker won the AC Delco Classic. LeClair, if he doesn't decelerate, Chris, start aiming, Walter Ray won't catch him. This guy's got too much power.
5 in a row. 31-year-old Brian LeClair with 2 regional titles in Albany and Lincoln, Rhode Island.
All right, come on. That's a whole different ball game from bowling for $37,000 in front of a national television audience against Deadeye. But it's imperative to Walter to strike here.
Double for Walter Ray, striking in the 8th frame. This is the championship match.
Walter gazing at the scoreboard. He knows that open frames are far and few between, so he can't gamble on LeClair, even though he's never been to the winner's circle, making a mistake. Walter has to continue to attack. LeClair cogitates. Walter attacks.
Carry.
Pressure bounce now. Shooting in the 9th frame will be the tournament leader. 5 in a row, Brian LeClair. Slipping by.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. makes you bowl all 10 frames. Right now, LeClair has given Walter a tremendous opening. Out the door, leaves the 1-2, an easy spare. But more importantly, LeClair can only bowl 257. Walter, 258. Chris, watch this spare. 3 weeks ago, it was the exact same setting. LeClair could have shut out. Walter Ray did not do it. Walter Ray came up and threw 3 strikes in the 10th to take the match. The scene is set for that same happening. Let's see what happens.
Second television appearance for Brian. 79th. For Walter Ray. Hangs in there.
That's a good comeback. I asked Brian how much he trained, what has made the difference in the last 3 months with his game. He says the ability to forget a bad shot. He used to carry it on for 4 or 5 frames. That's just what he did there. An errant shot in the 9th, but come back with a strike in the 10th. Right now, he's forced Walter to strike to win.
Young man who was 6th here last year. You said he keeps improving, and he's proven his point again today, Bo.
And that strike there was a key shot, Chris. That forces Walter to throw 2 strikes. And this next strike, if Brian can convert it, will force Walter to throw 3 strikes, but a great possibility of a tie.
Okay, the PBA Player of the Year twice in 86 and 93. Sort of Mr. Everything now has to answer the call. The gauntlet is there. 257 for Brian LeClair.
Must strike, Walter Ray.
everything into that shot. Almost fell over the line.
Good point there, Chris. That was just good, positive direction for Walter Ray. He didn't throw his best shot, but accuracy is about 95% of this game with a round ball, and ended up in the right pocket, the 1-3. Walter taking a little time to think over the next shot. 3 times out of his 17 titles, he has thrown strikes 3 times in the 10th frame to win. That's what he needs here. Has to strike on this ball and the next one. Anything less, it's a loss or a tie. This one is mandatory.
Did somebody say bowling wasn't exciting? Oh, yeah?
Well, from right now, Walter Ray Williams Jr., strike, win, 9, tie, 8, loss.
Go through that again.
Strike, win, 9, tie,
okay,
8, a loss. Here we go.
One pin. It was 2 pins the last time they battled in Kennewick, Washington. 208 to 206. Now it's 258 to 257. What a match. His 18th national PBA title.
Chris, it's not how, it's how many. And I'll bet you if you ask Walter, all those shots in the 10th were not his best ball.
Again, repeating the score, 258 to 257. Thrilling.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't ask me why, but Sharon wants to meet you. So when she gets here, just say hello, act normal, then we're out of here.
I can't believe our little Billy has a girlfriend.
Okay, first rule, my name is Bill, and I'm not little.
Bill?
You're not gonna wear that.
What?
What's with that hair?
What?
Why is he in a suit?
Cool, huh?
Why did I agree to this? Hi, Sharon, this is my family, let's go.
Hey, wait, we're just going to McDonald's. Maybe they'd like to come with us. McDonald's? Yeah, that's okay with you, Bill.
Once there were only 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes. I can help you with the taxes, and now I can tell you about a 3rd guarantee, the 100% satisfaction guarantee at Comfort Inns and Suites. If your room isn't right, they'll make it right, or the night's on them. That's right, a refund.
For comfort, satisfaction guarantee, and free continental breakfast, call 1-800-228-5150.
In this case, I can't offer to come with you. Darn it.
Here, look, I figured out where we're going.
Yeah, that's great. You gotta have a snack.
Honey.
I've been searching. I've been searching. Something sweet. Searching every which way. Something crunchy. Hey, you got it. You got the goodness of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. Too bad they're just for breakfast, huh? Because Frosted Flakes are the snack you're searching for.
I hold in my hand the single most important invention in the history of lawn care. These are Miracle Grow time-release capsules, and this is Miracle Grow extra long-lasting lawn food. That's guaranteed to keep your lawn greener longer. That's because it feeds 2 ways. A quick release for a fast green up, and continuous time release for a beautiful green that lasts for months. Miracle Grow extra long-lasting lawn food will keep your lawn greener longer. Guaranteed.
All right, Walter Ray Williams Jr. his 18th title and $37,000. Moving ahead in the money earned, Brian LeClair, second by a pin. Mike Edwards, Roger Bowker, and Curtis Odom. 12 bridegroom, 27 strikes.
Boy, you know, if I'd have thought getting married was this good, I'd done a long time ago.
I had heard that Paige took your credit card and went to Neiman Marcus.
She probably will. She's great. She's been with me for a long time, and earlier this week she said, well, let's go get married. And I said, to me? She didn't want to tell anybody. I think a few disappointed people about that, but we had a nice little private ceremony and came out and tried to bowl. Didn't bowl very well Monday night, but I got going on Tuesday, and wow, I can't believe I won. Great.
How do you evaluate your bowling today, young man?
I threw some good shots. I got a few good breaks. My opponents didn't wipe me out. That was nice. I bowled great. I was happy with that.
We're going to take a break, let Walter catch his breath, and Jack Cook, and go over to Bo with Mr. LeClair.
Thank you, Chris. Brian, can you get rid of Walter Ray? You'd have 2 PBA titles.
I know. Twice I've given him a chance in the 10th frame, and he struck out like the champ he is. And what else can I do? I threw a bad shot in 9th, and I paid for it.
Well, the honeymooner, I'll send it back to him, but Brian LeClair, you're going to win a lot of tournaments. Good luck next week.
Thanks, guys.
He is a smooth bowler, isn't he?
He's throwing a great ball, and he's bowling great this year. I think he's got a lot of potential. I mean, he's been out for quite a few years, and this year he's really showing his stuff, and I think he's going to be a tough contender.
Longtime friend Jack Cook, who is Director of Bowling Operations here, has a couple of items. Jack?
Thanks, Chris. Hey, is this a great wedding present or what? Boy, great Bolton, Walter Ray. You know, your 2nd championship at the Showboat. Our 37th anniversary with the PBA. It's just great to have a wonderful show like this. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Jack. The Showboat's great. This is the longest tournament I've been coming to, and they got great casino out there. Paige won quite a bit of money playing craps, so you got to go out and play. I'd also like to thank Brunswick. They did a great job for drilling me stuff this week. They got a couple balls that I averaged over 250 for the week, and then today I think I averaged over 250. So that's not too bad.
Yes, I think you did. And you threw 27 strikes here today. You're going to Grand Prairie, of course, to...
Yeah, I got a nice little drive. They actually have the prime in practice tomorrow, and I think I'm going to be a little short on that. I think I'll probably be getting there tomorrow evening, but nice little drive, and I'll see them there next week. Hopefully I'll see you on TV next week.
We'll see you there. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Jack O'Hara. Today's telecast of the Professional Bowlers Tour was produced by Carol Letty, directed by Norm Samet, technical director Michael Carmen, associate director Fred King, production manager Ed McKenna, technical managers Les Weiss and Richard Reed.